Yo, welcome to Hardpass. I am your host, Jacques Slade, and I like to drop my own version of a Woj bomb called the Jacques bomb. I'm signing to a deal to become the new Clipper Darryl. No, just kidding. You can't have my Laker fandom for a bag. Other things, but not my Laker fandom. Okay, let's start with the news. Phil Jackson was pictured chilling out in Montana for some reason, and I'm actually glad he was because did you see his fit? Chuck Lows, high socks, Adidas capris. Phil is out here stunting in these Montana streets like he's a hype beast waiting for the next sneakers drop on his phone. If only his shirt had the words rings on it. The 6th Trade in New York is apparently the place to be if you want to get in a game of ping pong like this couple who just broke out a table just for funsies.
But this is pretty random. 2 people playing ping pong, one from his seat on the train. The 10-second video posted to Facebook last week is just getting attention.
That's cool, but I appreciate the dude in the back with the camera and the backpack just ready to film anything that might go viral. Like, good thing that couple didn't play ping pong in a bathroom and film it because who does that? That's just silly. If you're like me, you haven't stopped thinking about this commercial from what else? Subway.
Asks you the same question. What are you gonna try today?
Look, it's like watching an episode of Euphoria and then asking your significant other if they want to go to Disneyland or something. There's a new movie that debuted last week called Yesterday, which asked the question, what if you were the only one that knew about the Beatles? So would the rap version of this be called Views, which asked the question, what if you were the only one that knew about Drake? Like, imagine telling your friends in 2001 that Jimmy from Degrassi would not only become the biggest name in hip hop, but also technically an NBA champion by 2019.
No way.
Right? All right. As some of you might know, I was in Greece last week for the launch of the Nike Zoom Freak 1, the first signature shoe of Giannis Antetokounmpo. I even did a whole video about it. You should watch it after this episode of Hardpass. It was a very cool event. We got to visit the new court that he did. We also got to go to the YMCA where he first learned to play basketball, and we ate some amazing Greek food. And I actually had a chance to test out the Freak 1 for the first time. Spoiler alert, it's pretty good. All right, and now for our top story. You know, it's not a pleasant one when we have to start it off with a Ted Cruz tweet. Senator, you weren't cool when you tried to get into a Twitter fight with Luke Skywalker, and you sure aren't cool now getting involved in a Nike controversy and using the word woke in a condescending way. It's like opening a new sneaker boutique and your first guest is the guy in a mask who dips fake Yeezys in liquid nitrogen to kill the hype. So this week, Nike decided to pull an Independence Day themed Air Max 1 that was already in some stores because of the American flag patch on the back. Instead of the 50 star and 13 stripe variant that we've come to know as our flag since 1960, somebody on the design team decided to use the flag with the 13 stars that's commonly known as the Betsy Ross flag. According to the Wall Street Journal and Wikipedia, yes, this story already has a Wikipedia mention in the Betsy Ross flag section, the shoe caught the attention of Colin Kaepernick, a Nike athlete who a lot of you probably know for his political and social stances nowadays, instead of the fact that he led my San Francisco 49ers to a Super Bowl appearance a few years back. But it's okay. You know, we've got Jimmy G leading us to the promised land again. Just know it. I believe. Anyway, Cap reached out to Nike and asked them to reconsider releasing the shoe because of the flag's connection to an era when slavery still existed and because the alt-right is currently using the version of the flag as a symbol of a time when America was cool in their eyes, which was when slavery still existed. Nike pulled the shoe from their release calendar and recalled any pairs that made it to stores. Of course, this led to anybody who got the shoe early to list on reseller sites before StockX and GOAT subsequently pulled them as well. There was even a brief moment there where we actually got to see StockX and GOAT stands. Like, really? Those people exist? You're really supporting or defending a sneaker reseller site? Was it the sneakerhead dream to have no resellers ever? Anyway, and now we're here with people arguing about a flag we don't even use anymore and whether or not it deserves to be on a sneaker. It's insane. Like, why? I used to think it was funny and even kind of American to see some dude walk around on the 4th of July in a jumpsuit decked out in the flag. But now with the controversy that surrounds it and the fact that I can Google things like, hey, is it illegal to wear the flag? Like, if you look up the United States flag code, which is a code of etiquette and not law, we've all been guilty of disrespecting the flag. And I just don't think it's worth the trouble anymore. Whomever at Nike was working on this Air Max 1's design should have maybe taken the time to see if there was any current issue with using using the Betsy Ross design. Instead, we have another controversy on the level of when Cap was featured in Nike's Believe in Something campaign. Remember that one? Remember when a Colorado store decided to boycott Nike because of Cap and how that turned out for them? We're headed towards another one of those stories, and I'm not here for it anymore. Corporations need to stop draping themselves in patriotism, both real and contrived, and it starts with no longer using the flag in their products. But seeing it on Alex Morgan as she sips tea after scoring a goal in the World Cup, that's awesome. Seeing it painted on a beer pong table with the Pledge of Allegiance scribbled on it, not so much. Seeing it on our men and women who serve this country to preserve our freedom, that's amazing. And yes, there's a reason why they're backwards sometimes. Seeing it on a sneaker that will eventually get dirty and muddied, no. Not cool. I'm still okay with red, white, and blue sneakers that pay tribute to our country in the most subtle of ways. I just don't know if I need to see another pair of kicks with the stars and stripes again. It doesn't matter if it's 50 stars or 13. And just to be clear, the design on the shoe wasn't that dope in the first place. If Cap didn't say anything, these probably would have sat on shelves and ended up at the Nike outlet in your hometown. But I guess that isn't the important part. Let me know what your favorite USA themed sneaker is down in the comments below. All right, and now for this week's Hard Pass, where we take a hard look at something in the culture that just needs to go. Like this kid who tried Dwayne Wade and got a Dikembe Mutombo finger wag and death stare for his troubles. Dang, I don't think I've ever seen Wade that mad, and he played with Mario Chalmers for a few years. Anyways, this week's Hard Pass goes to the dynastic run of the Golden State Warriors for the past 5 years. With Kevin Durant now in Brooklyn, Klay Thompson on the sidelines until March, and Andre Iguodala getting traded to Memphis so they can bring in a D'Angelo Russell-sized Band-Aid, it seems like the Warriors' run of inevitability has come to an end. The joke online is that the balance has been restored to the NBA as if Adam Silver snapped the Infinity Gauntlet and everybody moved to new teams. In its wake is parity, or at least the appearance of it. No less than a dozen teams now can be considered championship contenders, with some teams making splashy moves like Boston signing Kemba Walker, some teams making smart moves like Utah trading for Mike Conley 2 weeks ago, and Knicks doing stuff that makes Stephen A. Smith cry.
And fantasizing about Kyrie and KD and all of these boys, and even Kawhi to a lesser degree, even though we know that's a pipe dream, to even quote the name of your organization with Julius Randle. Doesn't that need to wait until July 2nd or July 3rd? You have to do that today. Today? I mean, you listen, right? They clearly have no love for me or Knicks fans everywhere. They don't love Spike Lee. They don't love Ben Stiller. They don't love anybody.
This is about the Warriors and their dominance. Unlike a very loud part of the internet, I don't begrudge the Warriors and KD teaming up because it was mutually beneficial. The Warriors came off a record-breaking 73-win regular season in 2016, but didn't close the deal, thanks LeBron. So they took their once-in-a-lifetime combination of luck and cap space to bring in KD, who himself was looking for a change of scenery. It resulted in 2 championships, and if it weren't for injuries, it likely would have been a three-peat. But now that it's over, the path to a ring is as wide open as it's ever been since before LeBron took his talents to South Beach. It's so over with the Warriors, they're actually going to retire Durant's number. That's a little unusual, but nothing on the level of Pat Riley and the Miami Heat retiring Michael Jordan's 23 because MJ destroyed all of Riley's teams. The Warriors are still among the top teams in the league, but now they're just another face in the crowd. So while I'm glad to see their reign in, I'd be lying if I didn't get a lot of enjoyment out of it. Like the Miami Big Three, we won't really appreciate what the Warriors did for a few years, and then one day we'll see one of those wannabe House of Highlights accounts post a throwback video of the Warriors with a caption like, "Y'all slept on the Hampton 5." I mean, it's not like these Warriors didn't give us memories. Like, remember that time Draymond Green clowned Paul Pierce?
9 straight.
Chasing that farewell tour, they don't love you like that.
Or when Klay Thompson made scaffolding seem important.
NBA champ Klay Thompson says he looks up curious, but still quickly walks underneath.
I usually observe if the piping and stuff is new, or if sometimes, you know, some of it looks like it's been there a while. I kind of try to avoid.
Or that time when we had fun with the all-white Chef Curry 2s. Looking back, might have been the start of the ironic dad shoe trend.
Think about it.
Sure, none of those memories I mentioned involved winning a championship, but that's kind of the point. Because the Warriors were so inevitable for so long, we had to make up our own fun, and as a result, we got NBA Twitter where the fun actually never stops. And now that we don't have a juggernaut that will just steamroll through every team in sight, I can't wait to actually watch basketball again and not just check if somebody liked a photo or comment on Instagram that they weren't supposed to. So, thanks for all the tangential memories, Golden State Warriors. We'll miss you. All right. And that's going to do it for the show. Thank you for watching Hard Pass. I am Jacques Slade. Let me know what you think of the show and how the show can get better by leaving a comment down below. Or if you already like the show, leave a like or hit that subscribe button. As always, I appreciate you and I'll see you next week. But not before you watch these iguanas in an epic face-off in where else? A Starbucks parking lot in Florida.
Oh my God. What the hell?